Hello and welcome to our YouTube page. My name is Kevin Coriel, and I am the founder of both Team Draxis Web for the Ocala Relay for Life and the Cancel Cancer campaign. I'm a little tongue-tied at the moment, so please forgive me. I just wanted to come to you today and let you know about a little bit of what I went through with cancer. At the time that I was diagnosed, I was 37 years old. I was diagnosed with a 14 centimeter tumor by my kidney, and according to doctors, I was extremely young to have kidney cancer, especially one that was so far progressed. What happened was I went into the doctors because I was passing a kidney stone, or actually several kidney stones. I was in great pain, but they wanted to see what sort of kidney stones, how big and all I had. So they sent me in for a CT scan. Now, after I got the CT scan, we knew something was wrong because the doctor took us from the emergency room into a semi-private room blocked off from everyone else with curtains. This isn't usually what they do in the ER. You either get a room because something's wrong, or they treat you and you go home. So we were concerned right then and there. But the doctor told us that I had a 14 centimeter lump either on my right kidney or adrenal gland. They couldn't quite tell. He said one or both would have to come out. At that time, he did not say cancer. It was a mass. But honestly, when you've got something that's 14 centimeters growing in your body, you can't help but think cancer is the only thing it can be. You always want to think that it's something that's not going to kill you, but at the same time, you can't help but worry about it. I was in the hospital for a full week at that point, partially because of the stones, but to be honest, once they found the cancer, they kind of forgot about the stones. They went untreated until I passed them on my own, which is not a fun experience. And the entire time I was going through the pain of the stones, which took about 4 to 5 days to pass out of the 7 I was in there. During that entire time, they kept subjecting me to more and more tests. I had probably 3 or 4 CT scans. I had 2 MRIs. I had a full body bone scan. I was pumped full of more imaging solution than I knew what to do with. I figured I was going to end up like an X-Men or something with everything they were pumping in me. But unfortunately, no superpowers. But what they did find, they thought they found something on my leg that could have been cancer, which thankfully turned out not to be. But they did find that through a biopsy that the 14 centimeter mass was indeed cancer. At that point, they told me they couldn't operate because it was so big. Thankfully, I found some good doctors at Shands in Gainesville, who said even if they couldn't shrink it, they could operate and take it out because they had trained for such big cancers and big surgeries. So for several months, I believe it was I had a month where we were just figuring out what to do. And then I had about 3 to 4 months where I was on an oral chemo called Votrient. This thankfully shrank the tumor by 3 centimeters, which they said was an amazing amount for Votrient, and that worked really well with me. During this time, I knew I had cancer. I thought I knew basically what I was in for, as in I wasn't going to make it. And that's what you really hear from the media, is that cancer is the end all of it. Once you get told you've got cancer, that's it, you're dead. But I'm living proof that that's not always how it is. I'm 2 years cancer free. During this whole time, though, when I was going through it, they weren't telling me my chances. They weren't saying, oh yeah, you're going to be cancer free. We have no problem telling you that. They didn't tell me, oh, you're going to have 6 months to live. They didn't say anything about that. Well, I'm a father, and at that time, my son was only 2 years old. I didn't know if I was going to live to see him turn 3. I've now recently seen him turn 5, but even that was up in the air. Thankfully, after the 3 or 4 months on the chemo, I went in and had an operation. They took out the kidney, they took out the cancer, they took out an adrenal gland, and sewed me back up. I now have a scar that runs there. It was about 15 to 20 staples to close it, or 30 some. It was like 15 inches long, something like that. It's a huge scar. It takes up most of my stomach. To this day, I still have a numb spot where they operated. I probably always will. And this is just a little bit of what I went through. The actual time on chemo was hell. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. But the thing is, I've only went through a small portion of things that other people go through. And that's why we're here doing these videos, is because we want you to know what someone like me went through. Hopefully we'll have some videos from other survivors or other warriors or caretakers, so that you can know what we go through when we get diagnosed, or possibly on our daily basis when we're going through the chemo and such. It's not fun. It's horrible. You're always wondering whether you're going to wake up the next day or not. So I was extremely lucky that my nightmare only lasted for about 6 months tops. Now I'm 2 years cancer free, but the fear never goes away. We always wonder if it's going to come back. And a lot of my health has gone downhill since my surgery, but that's not stopping me from fighting back against cancer. I'm doing this so that hopefully I can help others who are in the same place I was, or even worse. I'm hoping that the money I raise through this campaign will help others get to their doctors, or get their medicine, or get the right research to finally get the immunotherapy that can clear something out completely. So if you can help us, go to our website. It's DraxisWeb, DRAXIS web.com/cancel cancer. We've got shirts for sale. We're looking for donations of artwork, short stories. And if you are a survivor or warrior or caretaker and you want to have your story told, please contact us. It's cancelcancerfl@gmail.com. Just send us an email, let us know your ideas, let us know if there's anything we can do to make our sites better. We're located on Facebook or the website that we just told you about. We really want to hear from you, and we really want to work with you, and hopefully with all of your help we can cancel cancer for good. Thank you.